Hi everyone, my name is Mackenzie Adriance, and I'm the Assistant Director of Career Counseling and Experiential Learning in the Center for Career and Professional Development at Pratt Institute. You're watching this video in order to find out more information about internships. This orientation is a prerequisite for pursuing an internship for credit. You only have to do this one time and then take a mandatory quiz at the end of this information that will assess how much you've learned. You have to score at least an 80% on this quiz to pass. If you score less than an 80%, then you'll be required to visit the Ccpd to clarify some of the areas of confusion. Some of you may be unsure if you even want to pursue an internship for credit. Thankfully, this video will cover more than just that. We will also go over how to find an internship, specific guidelines for our international students, what it means to be a professional in the workplace, and some safety guidelines and legal information. So what is an internship? An internship is a temporary position with an employer that emphasizes education and training related to a student's professional pursuits or major of study. It's an opportunity to explore an industry of interest and develop a professional network before graduation. Internships integrate knowledge and theory with practical application and skill development in a professional setting. We want you to pursue an internship that will give you a chance to develop and grow your professional skills and explore future career options. We want you to work with professionals in your field of interest and have supervisors who can teach you things. Typically, a virtual or a work-from-home experience is not considered an internship and should actually be classified as paid for hire or freelance. Internships for credit at Pratt count as a studio elective for all majors except fashion, which requires 4 credit hours, and writing, which requires 3. There are a few outlier programs that don't run through this internship system, including the School of Information, where students complete a practicum, art and design education, where students complete student teaching, and advanced creative dance therapy, where students complete clinical experiences. If you're pursuing an internship for credit at Pratt, there are a few things you can expect. Your internship will include an academic course that spans across a semester. This course will include reflective assignments and sometimes projects, and will likely require you to meet with a faculty member sporadically, either one-on-one or with classmates. However, most of your work will be done on-site at your internships. There will be 3 surveys you'll be expected to fill out that outline information about your internship, your supervisor, and your experiences during your time at your internship. There will be 1 survey that your internship supervisor will fill out, and typically your faculty member will rely on this survey to determine your grade in the class. So maybe an internship for credit sounds interesting. How do you go about registering? The first part of the actual registration process is watching this orientation, and you're doing that now. So after the orientation video and passing the quiz with an 80% or higher, you'll need to contact your department for approval. Take a look at pages 7 through 10 in the academic internship guide, which is linked below this presentation. You'll notice that there's a department contact for registration approval listed, and that's who you'll reach out to for permission. There are departments that will only allow you to register an internship for credit as a junior or a senior. We want to make sure that you're equipped with the foundational skills, theories, and information that will lead to a successful internship experience. It's always good to check with your department contact, especially if you're a first or a second year student, to make sure that you're complying with your department. We highly recommend securing your internship before getting registered for the course. This ensures that you'll know the hours you'll be working and be able to plan your credit hours. We encourage you to plan internships a semester ahead of time, or 2 if you're looking to intern abroad. One thing to remember is that internships for credit, since they are a college course, come at a cost, and students pay standard tuition for internship courses. There are typically 3 options, although it may depend on your department, of credit. So a 1, a 2, or a 3 credit hour internship course. Internships credits are based on minimum hours worked during the semester. So for example, 120 hours minimum would equal 1 credit hour. 180 hours minimum would equal 2 credits, and 240 plus hours would equal 3 credits. Once again, all of this information can be found in the academic internship guide. There's also a 0 credit course that is an option available to students only during the summer semester. Students are required to work 80 hours minimum during the summer semester, and tuition for the 0 credit course is 30% of the cost of 1 academic credit. In most cases, it's granted pass-fail, but your faculty member is the best person to answer this question, and they should be listed in your course syllabus for each class. Also keep in mind, Pratt does not offer retroactive registration for any internship, meaning internships for credit need to be completed during the semester that you're enrolled in that internship course. The next slide of information is specifically for our international students. As an international student, you cannot intern, work, or volunteer off campus without curricular practical training. Before you can have these experiences, you'll need to be authorized for curricular practical training, or CPT. This is similar to OPT, which is the year you get post-graduation, except for this is while you study at Pratt. Page 5 of the Academic Internship Guide gives all of the information you'll need, including all of the documents and requirements to be authorized for CPT. You'll need to know this information not only for future internship opportunities, but also to pass the quiz on this video. While enrolled as a student, you can work a total of 20 hours weekly during the semester between however many positions you hold, whether on campus or off campus. During the summer, you may be authorized to work up to 40 hours per week, but we encourage each student to check with the Office of International Affairs, or the OIA, for new regulations, restrictions, and updates on legislation. Here are some tips on how to find an internship. Begin by talking to people, faculty in your department, your peers, family, and friends. Search internship listings on Pratt Pro at student.prattpro.com and check the resources and recommended search sites through the Center for Career and Professional Development, or the CCPD. Also, consider scheduling an appointment with an advisor at the CCPD to receive one-on-one advice tailored to your personal goals and interests. You can also conduct your own independent research. Visit websites for companies you want to work for and check their career pages. Create a solid resume and cover letter. Create your resume to reflect your internship search and tailor your cover letter to each job. Remember, this is your one opportunity to make an impression and convince an employer to bring you in for an interview. Make sure your resume is presentable, relevant to the job, and free of grammatical errors. The CCPD can also help you with that. Read through internship descriptions carefully and only apply to the internships that you believe would be a good fit based on your skills, experience, and interests. Also consider scheduling a practice interview with the CCPD before going on your actual interview. This can be helpful in recognizing your strengths and areas of growth and ensure that you're asking questions during the interview. Of course, always send thank you notes after the interview. And then depending on your industry, there may not be paid opportunities available. Decide what works best for you and ask yourself, am I able to work an unpaid internship? Pratt doesn't have a specific stance on paid versus unpaid internships, but we encourage you to consistently check in with yourself and make sure you're being treated fairly, professionally, and that you're working toward your professional goals. Organizations and companies who hire interns enrolled in an internship class sometimes ask for proof of enrollment or proof of credit. This is an official document that states the intern or the student is eligible and enrolled in Pratt or the internship course. Only the CCPD can provide this document. So if you're asked to provide this information, take a look at page 6 in the Academic Internship Guide for more information. Even as an intern, you're expected to perform in a professional manner consistent with organizational norms. So be punctual. If you're going to be late or miss a day, notify your supervisor in advance and arrange to make up for that time. If you're perceived as being unreliable, it may affect your evaluation and the importance of the work you're assigned. Dress appropriately to the standards of the setting. Express a positive attitude and desire to learn. Take initiative. Get the most out of your internship by tackling new challenges and learning opportunities. However, be careful not to overcommit. Meet your deadlines. If a proposed timeline seems unrealistic to you, discuss it right away with your supervisor. Don't wait until the last minute and let them down. You're not expected to be friends with everyone at your internship, but be respectful of coworkers and of clients of your organization. Discuss problems as soon as they arise. Most issues can be worked out through simple communication, so address the problem quickly and directly with your coworkers or with your supervisor. If you need help, do not hesitate to consult the CCPD or your department contact for guidance and for support. Beyond the primary role and function of being an intern exists a wealth of opportunity to learn about functioning in the workplace, which is an absolute necessity in a successful career. Many students find valuable lessons in an internship lie in exploring and navigating organizational dynamics, both positive and negative. This is why even internships in organizations in transition or under stress can be still quite informative. So pay attention to things that contribute to a healthy, functional organizations and the things that are detrimental and undermine its operation, including things like supervisory style, politics in the work setting, and this is observe them, don't participate, professional boundaries, and communication styles. Continuously assess what you're learning about your own personality and preferred work styles. There is some important information you need to know as an intern when it comes to personal safety. Interns are covered under the state human rights law. Visit the NYC Human Rights page linked under this video for more information. These guidelines relate to discrimination or harassment in the workplace, including toxic work environments. If you're in this type of situation, know that our office, the CCPD, you can get in touch with us and speak up immediately. Whether you choose to do an internship for credit or not, we want this to be a high-quality experience. Another resource linked below is the U.S. Department of Labor. There's specific criteria an employer needs to follow in order to hire an unpaid intern. As we've said previously, it's okay to work for free and it's okay to not work for free. Each internship is different for each person. So consider what you're getting out of an internship before you begin, and be sure to click the U.S. Department of Labor link below. Preparation and safety are a priority for you at your internship, academically, professionally, as well as physically. In June 2018, there was a shooting at the Capitol Gazette in Annapolis, Maryland, and during the incident, an intern at a newspaper who was unharmed was live tweeting and asking for help. So please review active shooter safety guidelines published by READY, a national public service campaign, which is also linked below. You've now completed the video portion of the internship orientation. Your next steps are listed on this slide. First, clarify any questions you might have by reading through the academic internship guide linked below. When you feel confident with the information, complete the appropriate quiz. There are 2 quizzes listed, one specifically for international students and one for domestic students, meaning U.S. citizens or lawful permanent residents. The reason why we differentiate between these 2 categories is that our international students have specific guidelines when it comes to internships, and we want to make sure that all of this is understood and followed. So please note that if you receive below an 80% on this quiz, you'll reach out to me, Mackenzie Adriance, Assistant Director of Experiential Learning, directly at my email address. This information is also listed on the first page of the quiz. We hope that this video has been informative and helpful in determining whether an internship for credit is right for you during your time at Pratt. If we can answer any questions, we hope you feel encouraged to reach out to us at the Ccpd or our partners at the OIA at any time.